What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the How to Husband Podcast. I'm your host, Terry Duran. I got both of my co-hosts on the line with me tonight to close out the year. I got my man, Jay Bob, in the building. What's good, bro?
Nothing much, man. Hopefully everybody enjoyed their Christmas and everything. And hopefully everybody, gets off to a great 2025. Last episode of the year. I see y'all played each other in fantasy football championship. But just want to quickly remind you can catch us on TikTok as well. Subscribe to us on YouTube at hoetohusbandpodcast. And for those interested in promos or shout out, shoot us a DM at hoetohusbandpodcast, as well as email us at hoetohusbandpodcast@gmail.com. All right, T.
I got my man SD in the building, the fantasy champ. What's good, bro?
Nothing, man. I want to give a shout out to Brother Soul Productions, first and foremost, for always keeping the background audio fresh. And then second, I want to do this just real fast. You got to let me have this moment. Hey,
we've been a little dramatic, man. We've been a little dramatic.
Two back-to-back years, the fantasy champ. I just had to do that. I had to play that song. So at the expense of Terry, y'all. Terry, he had the game won up until like the last couple minutes, and then my guy came in and scored me a touchdown, and your boy got the win. So shout out to Terry and his team for putting up a good fight. But it was just my year again. So next year we're gonna go for the three-peat like Jordan now.
So yeah, it was a good matchup, man. It was a good matchup. I'm looking forward to next year. I want to remind everybody that y'all can catch the audio playback of the podcast every Monday afternoon at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time on the core94.com. Tonight's episode is titled "The Cost of Fame," and we're going to be having a discussion about how social media and the internet really impacts the dynamics of dating and relationships. But y'all know how we do around here, man. We like to discuss stuff that we've seen trending or on our timelines. So we got two real interesting videos this week. This first video is a video of my man Dre. And he's responding to one of his callers that asked him a question: how to respond when your girlfriend blocks you. Let's take a look.
What to do if she blocked me on iMessage but nothing else like social media? Get you another woman, bro. Stop chasing women. Stop worrying about women who are not worried about you. Why are you worried about somebody who's not worrying about you? I cannot love a woman who does not love me. You got to know your value and you got to love yourself. I love myself and I know my value. And I'm not finna let my value go to waste by worried about somebody who's not worried about me. Think about that. You sitting there worrying and ruminating and thinking about somebody that's not even fucking thinking about you right now. That girl ain't thinking about your ass. You sitting up here watching my shit, trying to figure out how to get her back, right? She got a dick in her mouth right now.
Now I think he went a little live on Buddy, but I never lived in the block era. But I had a very strict policy on chicks returning my phone calls. You know what I mean? Like, so if a chick wouldn't return, you had 3 attempts before I'm not calling no more. You know what I mean? Like, and to me, you gotta have boundaries or some type of code like that. Otherwise, you're gonna get handled any type of way. I can't imagine, I've seen memes and, they make jokes about it. Like, if I block you, you better talk to me through Cash App or talk to me, find some other means of communication. But I would never do all that. Like, you got me bit. So I'm with Dre 100%.
Yeah, I can't do it. Like, once you block me, and I'm gonna be honest, like, I don't even be knowing I'm blocked because I don't even call nobody like that. So I don't even know, or text. I don't even know how to know that I'm blocked, to be honest with you, as far as, like the phone and stuff goes. But, once you get to a point of getting blocked by a woman, don't take the advice of those memes, like Terry just said, the one where they like, hey, you should find my email, make a burner account, or get a new number or something. You should try to find me. Do not do that. Like, That's the weakest thing a man can do. And that's basically what Dre is saying in this
That's
clip.
stalker behavior, bro.
Yeah, he's letting this dude know that his thinking is weak. It's weak-minded. And when you are a weak-minded man like that, a woman is not going to respect you. So even if she do unblock you because you begging, because you find her email, because you show up at her job, whatever the case, she will not respect you from then on out. She gonna know that she can push you to the limit, disrespect you. Yeah, and you gonna come crawling back like a little dog. That's why they say that, you know, in order for a relationship to work, the woman has to be more into the man than the man has to be into the woman. Because we see all the time how it goes a lot of times when the man is more into the woman. Typically, the women don't even like those dudes. They sitting in their DMs talking to themselves for years because he into her too much.
I mean, yeah, just to, you know, piggyback off your point, I think what he's saying in this too is like, you know, this guy seems like he's dealing with these women from a scarcity mindset. You know, like, all right, if I lose this woman here, you know, there's no other women out there. And, you know, I don't know what city he's in, but there's plenty of women out there. If they're not in your city, go to another city where there is here. But because she blocked you, move on. Like you said, move on. Why are you trying to figure out a way to get in contact with her if she blocks you? She's going to respect you.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that's indicative of childish behavior. You know what I mean? Like you don't resolve any issue with another person by cutting them off. So to me, blocking mean we broke up or we done. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, it's a clear communication that you no longer want to be interacting with me like that, and I will respond accordingly. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I guess theoretically that could be your baby mom or something like that. Well, that obviously would change the scenario. Well, I don't know. Can a woman that's like on child support or co-parenting, can she block the dad? What's the?
She can do whatever she wants. Oh, she can do
like
whatever she wants.
The court don't put nothing in place in regards to communication or whatnot.
It's rare. Sometimes they will, but I believe you have to go to some type of visitation court. Okay. A lot of times, child support is child support. Then if she's blocking that, done blocked you, whatever can't let you in, now you got to go to some other type of court, I believe. It depends on the state too, because some states might require, hey, you paying child support, then you automatically have rights to seeing the child when, you know, at whatever the case. But the woman don't necessarily have to abide by that. I got a guy that I work with. He got a divorce from his lady. They had 2 kids. He said he ain't seen his kids in 4 years. She won't let him. What? He can't call. She done changed the numbers. Got a new boyfriend. All of this here type of stuff. And he can't. He's like, I'm in the hole. He said he in the hole $80,000 just trying to see his kids, and he can't pay no more. So I don't think that, but he's still paying though. He's still paying child support and he's still paying alimony. I don't think that it's anything outside of getting a lawyer and going to visitation court that a man can do at that point. But we also don't know. We also don't know why she blocked him. That's the missing link in this here particular video. Absolutely. Is that he could have been a stalker all of this time, showing up at her job. He could have been somebody that put his hands on her. He could have did anything to this woman to make her block him. So I don't necessarily think that blocking outright, just blocking somebody, is childish, because we don't know why it happened. You know what I'm saying? And
that's
sometimes
you're right.
And sometimes really, you just need to get people energy away from you. You know what I'm saying? Because some people like to suck.
That's why you shouldn't
away.
fight it. If somebody,
I know,
hey, say less. Like you go to work to try to swipe in and your badge don't work. Hey man, them people don't want you no more, man.
Keep it moving. Like, you know what I mean? This is what it is. So he gonna have to come to realize. But hey, you know what the crazy part is? When I hear this video, you know who I think about?
Who?
Travis Hunter. And what I believe that when this here girl here get done with, I believe he'd be a guy to act like that because of just how he is over her. You know what I'm saying? I think he'd act
I
just
was
like that.
trying
Why
not
she
to bring
blocked
him
me?
up, man.
I don't care. Forget that.
Yeah, yeah.
I was trying to let him make it because every day it seemed like more details come out, and again, we'll be able to get into it a little bit more once we get into tonight's topic. But it's a sad sight to see, man. Let's keep things rolling, man. Now, this next video is a video of Tasha K in her interview with Charleston White, where they're talking about women that are actively trying to find a man. Let's take a look.
Statistics are saying by 2050, everybody's going to be single. Marriage is going to be non-existent.
You can't find your man. He go find you by your attributes. You can't be out looking to find no man. You just have to be a woman of essence, a woman with qualities and a woman with traits, and you'll stand out. He go find you. Grocery store, the red light, but you can't find him. You don't know how to pick a man. It was never designed for a woman to pick her man.
That is true.
And not to be religious or anything, but I can't get past he who finds. He who finds a wife finds a good thing and has favor from God. So you are favor for a man. But if you ain't where you need to be as a woman, how you gonna get what you need? This is what I've been realizing for the new age woman. She wanna be the man rather than being a better version of a woman. She wanna be like the man. I wanna think like a man, but act like a lady. That's impossible because your thinking is what dictates your actions and your behavior.
Man, I agree with a lot of what he said. And I think in summary, what he was saying, that femininity stands out, especially among the behavior that you see, exhibited today. The vibe that a woman gives you are the type of things that make a man start viewing her as somebody that he wants to be a part of his life long term. A lot of times the women that are trying to find a man or desperate to be married or be in a relationship, they operate in ways that prevent that from happening, because guys are experienced. They experience that energy several times since their teenage years, and nothing's gonna push a quality man away further than a woman that's trying to press him to be in a committed relationship. So yeah, I think that the best bet is always to make yourself a great option and somebody that a man is really interested in, and just don't mess it up like a lot of women do.
Yeah, so I'm gonna touch on a couple little points that he threw in here, right? First, he threw in the scripture. He who finds a wife, right? A lot of women like to quote this here scripture, but one key component that's missing that he threw in the midst of his talking, he said, it's your attributes, your essence, and the way you carry yourself as a woman, right? That ties into the scripture. He who finds a wife, you know what that means? That means that you have to be walking, talking, acting as if you a wife before I even find you. It's like $1. $1 is $1 over there on the side of the road. It's there. It's already $1. If I find it, it didn't become $1 when I found it. It was already $1 when I got there. I just picked it up and put it in my pocket. It's the same thing when you're talking about he who finds a wife. When men are husband material quality men and they are looking for a wife, or they looking for serious relationships and marriage, he is looking for you to already be in that mode already, so that when he gets there, he sees it and he recognizes it. Now it's just up to him to take it and put it in his pocket like that $1. And so a lot of women don't understand. A lot of women think that they can behave, dress, talk exactly how all these hoes out here doing it. And then some man is just going to magically show up that's going to be this great, amazing man and see wife in them, when that is not how it works. And it is not working for them that way, because they aren't walking in the way of a wife. A lot of them are walking in the way of a hoe. That's why they can get dick and wings with no problem. But the ring is so elusive, because so many of them don't understand that they got to be walking in the way of a wife before she is found by a man.
Yeah. Now he makes a lot of great points there. You know, and he's saying, are you prepared to be a wife? Are you doing the things you need to do to be a wife? You know, like you said, good men, you don't find good men, the good men are going to find you. And like you said, Steve, if he knows you're a good woman, he's going to see that quality through your behavior and find you. And he's going to see those wifey qualities. So
yeah, but he's gonna see that over time. You can't tell him, you know what I'm saying? Like he got to make that determination on his own.
But it's certain things you can see ahead of time, though. It's certain things you can see ahead of time. You ever met, you know, older women used to say this. Mm-hmm. Older women used to say this when they pay attention to certain things that you do. They'll say, oh, he'll catch. He gonna make somebody a good husband one of these days. He gonna be good to somebody because they can see certain things in you. It's the same thing when a dude kind of pay attention to a woman and he pay attention to how she dressed. He pay attention to how she talk. He pay attention to how she carry herself. Now he can't tell everything, but initially on the surface, it's the look of a wife. Because this is one thing we also could tell. We know when we see a hoe outside, don't we? We know when we see a hoe. You ain't got to know nothing about her. But let me tell you something. She got her titties out. She acting all crazy and acting all ratchet and doing this here. My booty hole brown. What you gonna
go
do?
in a certain category?
This is my point. This is what I'm saying. So you're right. Yes, you got to get to know intricate details about somebody to see if y'all match up with each other. But some things you can see or tell on the surface if they have some of the foundational things that you would want in somebody that's a husband or a wife.
That's the
and see a lot of the problem though. A lot of times when a woman does operate in a way where it disqualifies her from wife, you know, consideration, it's not in the guy's best interest to share that with you. He's not going to tell you why he would only smash you or kick you with you and never
most
make you his old lady. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, most guys won't. That's usually going. You in a different phase though. You in the mature phase where you're not. You know, at most guys ain't at that phase, so they can't afford to operate like that. So most women are oblivious to the way that men actually view them. Yes, you may get a lot of likes. Yes, you may get a lot of dudes in your DMs telling you all kind of stuff. But if it's not the guys that you are actually attracted to that are trying to wife you up, that's a key indicator that you're doing something wrong. Or you're just not putting yourself in a position to be chosen by those type of guys.
Yeah. Fellas, real quickly, you know, because that's you were saying something, and it kind of tied into how Tasha K led off the conversation where he said 2050, the marriage rate is going to be almost non-existent. Now, a lot of the behaviors you just described that you see in a whole, I think is a huge contributing factor to why those marriages, you know, the marriage rates go down. I mean, and I guess there are some things probably men do as well, why that might be, but it's you know, as the years go, it's slim pickings here from what it seems.
Yeah. Been going down here for a minute.
Yeah, it's slim pickings, but you know, that's something that I look for in a woman, and I try to tell women this here, you know, with men that's in my position or whatever. I'm looking for ways that you stand out and that you're different than everybody else, because the fact of the matter is that you want a man that's different than the majority of men, right? Women want him to be different. They want his finances to be different. They want the way that he carries himself to be different. They want him to stand out. And that's why they like those types of men, because he's not like a lot of the other guys, right? So for men in that same position, we look for the exact same thing. And if you talk like a hoe,
be picky.
You dress like a hoe, you behave like a hoe, you are not going to get treated like a wife 9 times out of 10. We're going to treat you accordingly. Me, I'm going to tell you, hey, you know what? This ain't going to work for me. The way you carry yourself, the way you think, whatever the case, I'm good. I'm not even going to try to hit. Like Terry said, a lot of the other men, they're going to smash because it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? He like you enough to smash, but if you don't get into no other detail, yeah, like that's just what it is. So, you know, if you want different, you got to be different. That's just the way that it go.
Yeah, I mean, but see, when you in the dating phase and you're actively dating, um, chemistry is almost instant. You know what I'm saying? Like one conversation at a barbecue, sitting on a couch with a woman can really spark a guy's interest and have him really motivated to try to link up with her, take her out, look, trying to hit her up to have conversations. So where you meet or how you meet is really kind of irrelevant if y'all are both on the same page and y'all do the things that kind of lay the groundwork to actually establishing. I wouldn't necessarily say it's courting because I don't think most guys meet a woman and be like, I hope she ends up being my girlfriend. I hope we're, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that's kind of the mindset that most guys have. But
No.
If you can have a initial conversation with a guy where he come away from it remembering things about you and he mentions you to his partners, you did something right, or you did something that sparks some genuine interest. And it's up to you. The only person that can mess that up is you. Now that may be by your future behavior, or that may be by your past coming into play. But there has to be usually, if a guy feels that way, there's some other factor that changes his mind. All right. Looks like we are up against the clock. We about to take a quick break. When we come back, we're gonna be getting into tonight's topic, where we're talking about the cost of attention, and how social media and the internet has impacted dating and relationships. You are tuned into the Hope the Husband podcast. We'll be back in a moment.
Hi, I'm relationship coach and author Terry Duran, and I am pleased to announce that my book, It's Not That Complicated, is finally available as an audiobook. So if you don't like to read, or you just don't have time to read a paperback book, this audiobook is perfect for you. You can listen to it while you're in your car, while you're at work, etc. In the book, I break down how husband material men think and operate in regards to sex, love, and relationships, and I provide real quality insight on how husband material men approach dating. The audiobook is available on audible.com and on iTunes. All you have to do is go to one of the websites and search for my name, Terry Duran. Go download your copy today.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to the Hoda Husband podcast. Tonight's episode is titled "The Cost of Attention," and we wanted to just have a conversation about how social media and the internet impacts the dynamics of dating and meeting men and women. Now, it seems like in society as a whole, this overwhelming desire to be rich and famous has kind of pushed us into a spot where there are some unintended consequences, because I don't think a lot of people are really, or at least I wanted to ask y'all, do you think that a lot of people are really prepared or emotionally mature enough to handle the all that comes with being rich and famous, especially in 2025?
Not. I say not everybody is ready for that. I would say a lot of people ain't ready for, like, say, true power. I don't know if you saw this on the Vlad interview a couple of years ago with Michael J. when he's talking about Will Smith. He's like, if you're not ready for power, you'll find a way to self-sabotage and self-destruct. And I think, a lot of people, and you hear it all the time when people get famous too young, too fast. There's a lot of people that can't handle it and, go into depression just because they didn't know how to handle it.
Yeah, man. I don't want to be rich and famous, to be honest with you. It's not even stuff that, like, most people, you talk to a lot of young people, they chasing that. Like, that's their dream. Oh, I'm gonna be rich. And I'm just like, man, you crazy. Most people ain't gonna be rich like that. I mean, it ain't something that I personally chase. I'm content with what I'm doing. I'm good. I live good. I eat good. Everybody good, and I'm good with that. But you can see that, a lot of NFL, NBA, hockey, baseball, a lot of them dudes, man, be broke. They be broke 10 years after they done playing, even though they got this money. Yeah.
The lifestyle that they live is so expensive, man.
Yeah, like, you can, but do I think a lot of people are, especially, a lot of our people, are they ready for that type of money? No. You know what I mean? I don't think so, man. A lot of us ain't never really had no financial literacy courses, classes, people in our family that's done really had money like that. You know, white folks that come from money are more equipped for that type of thing. And, you know, I just don't think that, you know, most people really, really want that and everything that comes along with it. That's why a lot of people end up broke after the fact because they never knew how to manage it.
That's either you make a
I was gonna say I wasn't thinking about like necessarily the long term effect of it, but when I think about how, you know, somebody blowing up or somebody having a viral moment or a situation going viral, those are all these things that happen kind of on a regular basis that you can't predict, or, you know, it's not the same thing as somebody doing a skit for clout, but a genuine moment or a genuine argument or something like that going viral, or a situation going viral. Man, once the world knows who you are or you become recognizable, that has to have some type of impact on your dating and your interpersonal interaction with the person that you trying to be with. And I think, you know, that in itself can overwhelm a lot of people. And dealing with public opinion, I think that's probably the biggest factor. Having outside people that can chime in on your business and all that.
But
there ain't nothing that can really prepare you for it.
you know what else too? I want to, you know, it's just like, and when they do go by, you know, it's like once you get on this internet here, get in a public space, you lose any sense of anonymity. So, you know, people want to find you or find out information about you, they're going to find you. And we see this happen all the time where, you know, this person goes viral for whatever situation, and then they find all types of stuff from them from 5-10 years ago that ain't nobody ever know before they went viral.
Yeah, I mean, look at this Cooking with Kaya girl.
Yeah,
this girl she ain't did nothing to nobody that I know about. Man, they leaking.
I know what is the problem? Don't she just like
because she was doing tutorials, and
but the women just don't like her because she cooks food and twerks and on a video. They have dug up old porn of her and everything they done did. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And posted it all over X. They done posted it all up there. Her, you know, doing things to a man. All of this is stuff like, oh, look what she used to do. All because she became famous off of that. And I heard she got a TV deal with VH1 for her cooking. That's what I heard last. Like, so congratulations to her, because, you know, being rich, being famous, not even just rich, but being famous, man. You know, people don't want to see you succeed in today's date and time if they don't have it. You know what I mean? They looking to pull you down to the bottom of that barrel with them. So, you know, it's a tough thing to deal with popularity, being famous, and all those types of things. So, I mean, you know, it ain't something that I'm looking for, getting rich.
Yeah, I mean, well, see, I guess I don't think guys necessarily have that problem or it impacts them the same level, because the women that are dating these guys with new money, you know, because there are several ways that guys can run up a lot of money these days, streaming, online, you know what I'm saying, like social media, these different, you know, ways that guys at a very young age can have a level of money where they can afford to trick, so they do. So it puts them in a position where the Zion Williams, they are target for porn stars and all these, you know, women on the internet. Like, man, that's a lick, you know what I'm saying? If a woman can get with a dude and get a lifetime of income, like these baby mamas, man, you get your calculator and you add up 250,000, 300, 400,000 and multiply it times 18. You know what I mean? Like, so there's a lot of incentive for them, and they become targets. But a lot of these women ain't really prepared for when the world find out you such and such as girl, or you know what I'm saying? Like, that creates a whole storm in itself as well. The other chicks he smashed, and other chicks he promised stuff to. So, it's a crazy world out here, man.
You know what, man? I just thought about this the other day, because Dwight Howard had just got married, something like that.
Right.
Like he got a new girl or something like that.
Amy.
So whatever.
Amy
Dwight. I don't even know who that is. I never heard of her. But Dwight been in the news for some other stuff years ago, right? And then when he comes out with this here, now, you know, baby mama pops up with this here. People digging up stuff in his past. Now I see why people keep they relationship off of social media. Especially when you got somebody, or even the Travis Hunter situation. Like, I mean, look at it. They digging up old stuff from her, even new stuff, the twerking and all that. Like, yeah, like it's out there. Everybody know your business, and if it's not good, now it's a stain on you. It don't look good, and then if it goes bad, it's told you so. Now it's a whole nother firestorm of stuff you got to deal with. So I completely understand why people don't want to put their business out there like that. That's one of the reasons I use just my initials on stuff. I don't use my name. I had a woman try to find my businesses, you know, through social media and all this other stuff to see, and my addresses and all of this. I'm like, you know what? This is too much, man. So it's a lot that comes with it.
Yeah, you know, I'm relatively private. You know, I don't put my business all out on social media, whatnot. But even you know, with just a little popularity, I saw how it impacted my wife and daughter. You know, when I would post my wife happy birthday, and I used to tag her and all kind of weirdos and lames follow her and be in her DMs, and you know, people in Houston, and like it's really like a thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, she didn't have to cuss out people before, because people, they use social media to make judgments about what your life is or isn't, you know what I'm saying? And then, and people just crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember a woman slid in her DMs and was like, "You should just divorce him. I know you ain't happy. You don't even hardly post him." You know what I'm saying? So she the woman made the jump to the conclusion that she was unhappily married because we don't post each other often enough. So it's just like stupid stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's crazy.
That's crazy, man.
Somebody you don't know to just divorce her, and you don't know anything of the situation.
Yeah. Because social media is real life. And if you don't post each other on social media, that means your relationship can't be real. It can't be strong. And y'all can't be happy because y'all don't post each other every week on social media. Fake holding hands and kissy and all this. These people are delusional out here, man. Like, it's really sad to see the effects that social media has had on just relationships, interactions, and how we view just other people with certain things that they do based off of social media, and the access that we allow other people to have into our lives to where they can affect you just by going on there and punching a couple words on the keyboard. It's crazy.
So I wanted to ask you a question. Well, it ties into the next question. You know, like, once you become popular or you become known, we touched on it a couple of weeks ago. Academics had put up a video where people start to date the idea of you, the persona of you. So has you being SD, how has that changed your dating experience from before you was on social media to now?
Well, I mean, you know, it ain't did a whole lot. I remember a woman that I had met a couple years ago, and we went out, and you know, we stopped talking or something she did. I can't remember what it was, but she was hitting me up. You know, you always communicate online with people. Now you can't communicate with me. I'm like, I stopped talking to you. I told you that I didn't, that this wasn't going nowhere. I didn't see this. You thought you were slick. So I told you this. That's all the communication I need. Yeah, but I think I need more. I need more talking. And I'm like, yeah, but online, you don't talk like this. You be talking, and you go on live, you express yourself with this and that. And I'm like, lady, yeah, I do. You know, and so sometimes through these relationships, they expect you to give a certain level of detail or a certain level of yourself to them, even though you barely know them. And it's kind of a catch-22 sometimes, but I only ran into that once. Other than that, everybody else be like, man, you're basically the same that you are in person. So other than that particular instance, that was years ago. I haven't really had anything that's really different because I'm really not that famous on Instagram. It's don't nobody know me when I go outside. I ain't running into people when they asking for autographs or something. Don't nobody know me. Man, I'm walking out there like everybody else, man. They like, oh, dude, getting some apples. Don't nobody know me, man. Every now and then I'll run into somebody. But outside of that, don't nobody know me, man, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, popularity and all that, it impact people different. I remember it was funny to me. I remember when I first had got on social media kind of heavy, and my daughter got on social media, and her friends. I remember she came to me one day and she was like, "Man, why didn't you tell me we was rich?" And I was like, what are you talking about? And so she was told me some website said your net worth is $5 million, and my friends found it. You know what I'm saying? So I had popped up on Facebook, on our friends' Facebook, and they Googled me and whatnot. And so they come to some site that told them that I was rich. So it was so funny because I couldn't believe she came to confront me. She was like, the fuck, you know what I'm saying? She was.
You hold it out. You hold it out on the money on. Hey, I could be living a lot better than this.
Man, not relationship wise, but my grandma ran into one of my videos. Somebody sent her one of my videos, and I'm talking about eating coochie like a sniper, and she sent it to my mom and then my dad, and they like, man, what in the world, yo, grandma? I'm talking about bending shorty over, putting a thumb in her butt, and my grandma saw that, and my dad then was like, man, what are you doing, man? I'm like, yo, I'm talking. Why is grandma watching that anyway? Well, one of my cousins or somebody sent it to her, like, oh man, that's D online on this here thing, and I'm like, why in the world would y'all send it? But as far as the women go, like, the women online or whatever like that, like, I don't have too much issues, as far as dating goes, to be honest with you. So
look, have you either one of y'all had to ever dealt with dating somebody that put your business on social media?
Yeah. I block them. I block them. Sometimes I've ran into frantic chicks. I don't like a frantic chick. And by frantic, I mean, okay, I decide, all right, let me exchange numbers with shorty, right? All right, cool. She seemed like she all right. Now I go live and she hop on my live. Well, text me when you get off a live. What
That's crazy.
in the world are you doing? Or I've had women come on my live and call my name. Oh, Anthony, you look so good. You know how I am on social media. Why in the world are you coming on here talking about call me when you get off? Man, come on, man. Trying to piss on territory that ain't theirs. And that really pisses me off because it happens sometimes. So I have to, it has happened. And so, that's one of my instances. Jay, what about you?
I haven't really had it the most, maybe like posting, going and tagging in pictures on Facebook or something. Or somebody would try to be slick and post something in the comments like, oh, I miss you. I'm like, what the hell? I've never met you. We don't really talk like that. Or try to make it seem like make it more than what it is. That's like the most I've got. But no, nothing where they putting like airing out dirty laundry, putting my personal business, our personal business on social media.
Yeah, man, people clout chase in the comments a lot. You know what I mean? Like, so these are all things that we haven't had time to really measure the long-term impacts of it. But we talk about how social media is used to meet people. Even basic social media apps are used as dating apps. So any situation where men and women or people are gonna meet each other, sex and linking up is going to take place. But once you become famous or you become known for some, like, especially if it's a negative moment, like, man, that's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it could be something positive. You could go viral for a proposal or something creative or some, you know what I'm saying? Like I know some people where they not like famous, but you can remember the video. If you saw them, you would recognize them type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other side of that coin, man, something could happen and your family's talking about it, your coworkers is talking about it, and that's gonna weigh on your relationship. So I think in those type of situations, I think that the relationship kind of implodes over time, in those type of scenarios.
I've had women try to fake it, or fake certain things.
What you
One thing
mean?
that I always address on social media when a woman do it, I do not like when a woman comes on my live and calls me baby, boo, or babe. I don't like that at all. It really bugs me because I don't know you, right? In most of these 99.9% of the time, I don't know who this is. Why are you calling me baby? To me, baby implies something personal, that we know each other, that we doing something. And so I have to check that type of stuff. Like, nah, don't call me no pet names. If I ain't never sucked your toes to Luther Vandross, don't call me baby, boo, babe. Don't call me none of that type stuff, because a woman that might be interested might be looking. And then they see somebody calling me baby, and I'm allowing it. Them to continue to call me baby and babe, they gonna be like, oh, that must be his girl or somebody he's talking to. Yeah, like, nah, I don't even let that happen. So, that happens.
All right, man. Looks like we are up against the clock. We about to get up out of here. We want to thank everybody for the support and wish y'all a happy new year. But before we get up out of here, man, I want to give another shout out to my man, Brother Soul Productions, for keeping us laced with our background music. And I want to remind y'all to continue supporting the podcast through our Cash App and our PayPal. JSD, man, I appreciate y'all linking up so we can get this episode knocked out. Looking forward to 2025. And this has been another episode of the Ho to Husband Podcast, y'all. Thanks for rocking with us. Peace.